Hey yo, Patty here. So, um, this was requested by a couple of you guys. I know there's not many of you right now, but requests are requests. So here we go. This is my updated for episode Heresy
Scans indicate that
Mask of
cabal
Fealty
rig is
build.
siphoning off daylight
Now, I
solution from the
wanna I
city
wanna say
grid.
right up top,
That's
I
just
saw
the lifeblood of the
Popoki's
city.
video that dropped today about Mask of Fealty, and this is heavily, heavily, heavily based on their version. Um, I've swapped. I have like one fragment different. So I'm gonna link that video in the description. I really recommend going and checking that out because it inspired quite a few changes since the last time I made this build. And after taking it through some tough content, I think there are changes for the better. So I'll just talk about some of them. So I always go with Deadfall Tether, just because I like that super, and because Facet of Purpose, it gives you an overshield, um, and I think that's probably my favorite Facet of Purpose enhancement. Anyway, obviously we're taking Withering Blade, obviously Gambler's Dodge. The big change here is we swapped out Winter Shroud for Ascension. So the reason I was running Winter Shroud before, if you'll remember from my last video, um, it serves a couple of purposes. Uh, well, I guess really just one main one. That being, anytime you slow something, you get increased class ability at regeneration, which we were getting off of our Withering Blades and off of Tanash's Mastery. So we could have a class ability up pretty much all the time. Well, we're replacing that role with Facet of Hope. We can pretty much do the same thing with Facet of Hope, and between that and running Absolution on our legs, I so far have never been in a situation where I'm not feeling the loss of Winter Shroud is what I'm trying to say. I'm still having very frequent class abilities. So this is just a straight upgrade to our class ability. It's proccing Gambler's Dodge now. It's supposed to proc Reaper soon. Bungie's working on a fix for that, and I'm hoping they can implement this proccing Powerful Attraction as well. But for the time, I don't know if they're working on that. But yeah, Ascension's feeling really good. Um, Again, just a straight upgrade to the class ability, um, and Mask of Fealty is a straight upgrade to our Withering Blades. And since we have both our melees and our class abilities during Transcendence, that means our Transcendence is just super juiced as well. We're throwing out juiced Withering Blades, we're throwing out juiced Ascensions all the time. Still running Stylish. This is the bread and butter of Prismatic Hunter at this point, especially off the back of so many good chill clip weapons that we have nowadays. We have Rake Angle, we have Tanash's Mastery, and the fact that these weapons can slow and kill at the same time means that we're able to proc this pretty much on command.
Down the Valis in charge of
Very
this
cool.
rig. Sid, can you get repairs started?
Protection, Purpose, Dawn, these never leave my side. Hope, we've already went over this. The way Ascension works is if you activate it even without enemies nearby, like no matter what, you're getting amplified for 15 seconds off of this. No matter what. It's not dependent on enemy placement at all. So you can activate this, and that entire time you'll have amplified, which means you're benefiting from Facet of Hope the entire time. When I was testing this, I pretty much by the time Amplified ran out, I had another dodge available. So, works pretty well here. Popoki was recommending using Facet of Ruin in this slot to increase shatter damage. I tried running that at first, And for me personally, I'm going with Facet of Command on this one, simply because I really like running around with VS Velocity Baton and being able to spam it very often. Um, and Facet of Command here just lets you bypass that reload. We have two methods of bypassing the reload with this weapon. We can toss a grenade, or we can freeze something, and we're always freezing things because we're on Mask of Fealty. So there's a lot more nuance to some of the choices here that Popoki went over in that video. Again, I recommend going and checking that out. The loadout is almost exactly the same as well. They were recommending Velocity Baton. I think they went with Rake Angle, and then the heavy slot is a flex slot. But these three weapons here are my bread and butter for almost every build in PvE at this point. Well, I'll go over the... Let me switch this back to vanilla. I had this on double solar and void resist for this lost sector, but for general gameplay I keep it on double concussive and sniper. I was playing around with what I wanted to include here for a while. Now I will say you only need 50 mobility with this build, because anytime you're amplified, that's an automatic plus 50 mobility, and you only need high mobility when you don't have your class ability. So, and anyway, like you only need 50 mobility here. That's what lets us invest in recovery a little bit. I was playing around with a version of this that had 60 recovery instead. So this slot was a plus 10 recovery, and then this absolution was a innervation instead. Just to make sure we have a good supply of grenades. But I ended up changing to Absolution just to make sure that, we're making a lot of orbs, and those orbs are giving us... We need class ability energy. We need to make sure that we have a class ability on demand, both for Ascension and to proc... and to scoop up orbs, to proc Powerful Attraction. A lot of the other mod choices here should be fairly self-explanatory. But... yeah, this build is feeling really good this season. I'll go over the artifact as well. A lot of the options on here, they kind of apply to any build, but some of the big callouts are going to be piercing sidearms. This is just making, this build is always going to be good against champions. But this season in particular, it just gives Tanasha just one extra option for handling barriers. In case I miss my shuriken, or if I don't have a shuriken when a barrier shield goes up, this can pop the shield in one shot pretty much. Very nice this season. This sometimes comes into play. Sometimes we get a couple of rapid final blows with Velocity Baton, and then the next time we're shooting it we have volatile rounds. Very cool. That doesn't really matter. This happens a lot, so we're jolting things with Ascension, and that starts our bolt charge cycle. So you'll see in the gameplay that we get a lot of random bolt charges kind of going off here and there. That's off the back of this and this. I'm really liking Defibrillating Blast. This is feeling really good, because what it means is, like, my main issue with bolt charge right now, at least on Prismatic Hunter, is that it's kind of, it's very easy to waste it on like just a random red bar. Like it's not like Gunpowder Gamble, where like you build up stacks and then once you have it you can kind of save it for, a big group of ads or like a champion or something. Bolt charge just kind of comes out on any ability activation after you get max stacks. So it's nice having the random procs, and they kind of help here and there. Defibrillating Blast kind of eliminates some of that randomness, because it means that anytime you stun a champion, that your next ability that you throw out is also going to proc a bolt charge and do a big chunk of damage. So that just gives you another option for chunking down a champion after you after you stun them. Very cool. We get a lot of random amplify procs off the back of this. Yeah, not much else to say with the artifact, but yeah, a couple items on here are making a really good build feel even better. So yeah, I not much else to say. I'll just show you guys my fashion real quick. I got a couple compliments on this one, so just wanted to make sure you know what I'm using there. And I will let the gameplay play out. This is going to be Hydroponics Delta on Master difficulty. I was running at 2022 power, and the enemies were at 2050, so that's a 28 power Delta. So that's about GM level, a little more than standard GM. So I will let it play out and catch you guys next time. See ya. Hey guys, really quick, I'm gonna experiment with one more change here. I think I'm gonna try out Arc Bolt Grenade instead of Dusk Field. The purpose of Dusk Field before what? So idea before I think we had Magnetic Grenade plus facet of dominance. So the Magnetic Grenade could weaken. Ideally, we could still fit this in, but there's really no room for it here. We need all 5 of these fragments. The purpose of Duskfield here was, okay, we don't have room to upgrade our magnetic grenades or our arc bolts, so what grenade has the most utility? Duskfield does build Transcendence energy pretty fast. Throwing 1 out against like 1 enemy can get you about a third of your Darkness Transcendence bar over the course of that enemy being frozen. But in practical application, I just wasn't really feeling this. It doesn't do much damage on its own. It's kind of awkward to aim, at least for me. I don't know. Maybe for some people they'll prefer Duskfield. I'm gonna try out Arc Bolt, see how it feels. It's just another way to do some AoE damage. It's a way to get amplified. If you get a kill off of this, that should amplify you. Unfortunately, we're not jolting anything, so we're not able to get bolt charge from, we're not able to get bolt charge from dielectric from these arc bolts. But yeah, I'm just gonna see how that feels for now, and I mean, I recommend you guys experiment on your own with what grenade works best for you here. So yeah, that'll do it. See ya.